A family is ready to move forward.
The man convicted of murdering their loved one will spend his life behind bars. 6 News' Philip Catafamo joins us live with next steps for the family and a recap of what happened. Philip, this is so terrible.
Yeah, indeed. Jacqueline and Aaron, Elijah Logan led authorities on a 4-day manhunt after killing Jordan Ely in May 2023. Ely was protecting his sister Samantha and her child after Logan broke into her home and opened fire. Now, this is video from the night as police investigated. This is a photo of Jordan Ely. Samantha was shot in the legs at least twice. Her child, who she had with Logan, was in her arms but unharmed. Today, Samantha's friends and family joined her at the courthouse. She tells 6 News the verdict allows her to finally move on from that horrible night.
I just start my healing process and just take it day by day. Still grieving my brother, but I think over time it'll be a little bit easier, especially now that the sentencing is over with. I can peacefully move on.
Samantha tells us she had concerns Logan would get out of prison and come back for her. Logan was not in court to hear his verdict. He waived his right to be at his sentencing. On your side in the newsroom, Philip Catafamo, 6 News, back to you.